Hey everybody, Jeremy here, and today I want to show you something that's a little bit interesting, a little bit unique. It's this thing here. Now, this is a fidget spinner, but it's a flying fidget spinner. Now, I know the whole fad with fidget spinners is over at this point. Trust me, I know. But when I heard about this product and was reached out to check it out, I had never heard of or seen anything like this before, so I thought, yeah, sure, I'll give it a shot, and that's what this whole video is about. Now, this particular product is brought to us by a company called Bonitronic. Now, this is powered by a rechargeable battery inside of the case that it comes in, this thing right here. You get a little micro S or a micro USB cable in here that you can just plug this into a computer or whatever you have in order to charge it up. And what's interesting about this is it doesn't necessarily fly. It doesn't fly like 2 or 3 feet off the ground and it's just sort of doing like this until the battery dies. Instead, it's really more of something that you play with because you can toss it and has a pretty cool boomeranging feature where it will come back to you. So you toss it away, you catch it. And depending on the angle that you're holding it from, if there's someone in front of you, you guys can just sort of toss it back and forth between each other and it hovers off the ground, very, very close to the ground, but it has just enough speed so that that air will keep it off the ground and it'll just sort of do its thing going in all kinds of directions. So it's not a very sophisticated thing, but I thought it was still pretty interesting. So right now we're going to take this thing out and let's see what it can do. Here's a close-up of the spinner. This is the top portion and here is the bottom portion. So what you would do is flip this switch here, and then it's going to turn on that blue light right there. It's going to flash about 6 times to let us know that the battery is completely charged. And then after that, you just give this a spin. It starts up all by itself. So what I'm going to do is basically the boomerang function where you hold it at a 30-degree angle, throw it away from you, and then it should come back. So I'm going to turn it on. Let's give it a whirl. And after maybe about 10 seconds or so, the fans are going to stop and it'll just stop itself. So you have to start it right back up again. So this thing can also hover somewhat off of the ground. So let's give that a whirl. It's going to be kind of all over the place because it doesn't stay in one spot, but let's try it. Well, I hope you all enjoyed that demonstration about this fidget spinner outside. It was pretty hot out there and I was sweating buckets, but that should give you a general idea of what this thing is capable of. And for what it is, I think that it's a pretty fun novelty to try out and to show people. Do I think it's worth the 23 bucks that you would spend to get this? I think that at the discounted price is really more worth it as opposed to the $23. But one thing that I will say about this is it's pretty durable. I mean, even though pretty much everything on here is plastic, this thing has fallen and crashed a bunch of times, both outside and indoors inside my house, and it's still going. So it's pretty durable. You can throw this thing down on the ground and chances are it's not going to affect it and it's not going to break unless you really, really want to try to break it. But yeah, it is definitely something that you have to get used to, holding the angle, throwing it and coming back, and the battery life that you can get out of this, maybe around 10 minutes or so total. I wish that the fans will continue to spin, and so that you wouldn't have to keep starting it back up again after about 10 seconds or so. But you know, it is what it is. You know, I kind of wish that they kind of ditched the whole fidget spinner aspect of it. I think it could have just stood alone as you know, some sort of handheld drone boomerang type of toy. But I understand why they went in that direction, you know, because the fidget spinners were pretty popular. But like I said, it's a neat novelty. I think that you'll get limited amount of time of fun out of it. You know, could be pretty interesting to kids, for kids, keep them interested in doing this for, you know, half hour or so. But yeah, it is what it is, and kind of neat. And that's it. So thank you all so much for watching. Until next time, I'm Jeremy, and I'll talk to you later.